Good evening and welcome to this edition of The List on UWW-TV. I'm Brooke Souls.
And I'm Liv Yost. For the next few minutes, we'll present our top 5 sports stories of the week and discuss why they made the top 5. Did your top 5 make our list? Let's find out.
At number 5, a few UW-Whitewater sports teams and athletes have won the WIAC in their respective sports. The extensive list of victorious Warhawks include baseball, softball, men's and women's tennis, Christian Patska in the 1,500-meter run, and Gunnar Schlender in the 5,000-meter run. Congratulations to all the Warhawks on their success. Liv, what has led to all the success?
When you come to Whitewater, you know that you're going to be a part of a winning program. Athletics at Whitewater have been successful for many years. Our history is great in winning in sports programs, and our athletes work so hard and work every day, off season, on season, spring, summer, winter, any season of the year. They're working so hard to be great in their sport, and that's why we have so many great athletes here at Whitewater. Baseball is about to play UW-Platteville in the WIAC tournament. The men's tennis team will play Luther, and the women's tennis team will play Grinnell in the regional. Fall sports are coming up, so we're going to have to see football, who's always been great, and volleyball, who was second in the nation last year in Division III. But they will be losing a lot of key players and key seniors, so we're going to see how these younger ladies and these younger men will step up. And at number 4, the Atlanta Falcons have been fined thousands of dollars for their role in the organization played in the data breach that resulted in a prank call to Shedeur Sanders during the NFL draft. The 21-year-old son of the Falcons' defensive coordinator, Jeff Ulbrich, committed the prank call to Sanders during the first night of the NFL draft. He claimed to have gotten Sanders' number off an iPad when visiting his parents' home prior to the draft. Due to his actions, the Falcons were fined almost $250,000 and Ulbrich was fined $100,000. Ulbrich's son has since released an apology to Shedeur and the Sanders family. Brooke, was this a fair punishment?
Thank you, Liv. Yeah, so like you had said, the Falcons were fined $250K and then Ulbrich was fined the $100K. I do think the punishment was fair. I just think that in the first place, the Suns, they need to lock up their technology, obviously, especially during draft season. I think that a lot of that stuff should be confidential, especially, how teams are going to pick their players and everything like that. So that kind of personal information should be on the lockdown. I think that the 21-year-old, with us being that age, I think he kind of took responsibility only because he was forced to. So, I don't know. At number 3, the WNBA season is almost here. Training camps and preseason games are underway with the season officially beginning on May 16th. It'll be a season of many firsts, including the inaugural season of Golden State Valkyries and the WNBA debut season of Paige Bueckers, the number 1 pick in this year's draft. Not to mention Caitlin Clark's sophomore season following her Rookie of the Year campaign and the New York Liberty trying to get back-to-back as champions. Liv, what are some expectations you have for upcoming WNBA season?
Yeah, it's going to be a great WNBA season. There's a lot of really key players, great women out there playing their hardest on the court, and we're going to see the New York Liberty try and go back-to-back like you said. They are plus 220 to take over the championship again. But you cannot forget about A'ja Wilson and the Aces, who are also known to be a winning culture. And then obviously Caitlin Clark, who is going to try and lead this Indiana Fever team to a championship. They have great draft. They have great, tenure of their coach and whatnot. And we're going to see how they do up there with the Phoenix Mercury, the Minnesota Lynx, the Aces, obviously, the Storm. Some teams that might struggle, though, the Connecticut Sun, they don't have a great, roster on their list right now. So we're going to see what they can do, what they can bring. They are plus 50,000 to win the championship. So I'm going to say that they're not going to have a great season, but hopefully the Atlanta Dream is plus 3,900, so they might have it in the bag, but probably not. This New York Liberty team led by Breanna Stewart is going to have a great season coming up. We've got more coming up on the list, including a discussion on the possibility of Giannis leaving the Bucks and Coach Pop retiring from coaching. We'll be right back.
We'd love to show you what it's like to be a Warhawk.
Come on!
Don't miss out on your chance to be a Warhawk.
At UW Whitewater.
You belong here.
Matt checking in to see how Sam is doing on his project, and it's getting close to exporting now, the final step in the process. And it is complete, and Sam is hyped. Finally gets complete and spikes the ball into the end zone. Sam's celebrating with his colleagues, and they throw a flag on the play. The ref's going to call excessive celebration. Sam is in disbelief and can't believe it. He tries to dispute the call, but the ref is not having any of it.
She's always had it. Pure ambition. An unbridled self-confidence that most people only dream of. You see it driving her, empowering her, and in time, you see it fueling her future. Perhaps even helping her blaze a new trail. All she needs now is a way to make it happen. We are the Universities of Wisconsin. 13 universities. Unlimited opportunity.
Sports fans. We pack stadiums, arenas, and local gyms every day. And every sports fan is uniquely human. Seeing each play with your own eyes, triggering your own emotions. And as humans, we won't agree on every call, but we can act with empathy and consideration. So put yourself in the official shoes. Be more than a fan. Be officially human.
Welcome back to the list on UWW-TV. Let's continue the countdown to this week's top sports stories. At number 2, following the Bucks' 4-1 series loss to the Pacers, many have speculated that Bucks superstar Giannis may ask to trade out of Milwaukee. The Bucks next season could look completely different, with Damian Lillard most likely being out all season due to a torn Achilles, and many of the other key pieces such as Brook Lopez and Bobby Portis hitting the free agent market this upcoming offseason. The Bucks also have very few draft picks within the next couple of years. However, Giannis is publicly known for remaining loyal to the city of Milwaukee and the Bucks organization. Liv, what should Giannis do?
I don't think that Giannis should leave the Bucks. I don't think it's going to be any better for him than it is in Milwaukee. Milwaukee loves him. Wisconsin loves him. He's very well known in the area, obviously, for being such a loyal partner to the state. Every year that they lose in the playoffs, there's trade rumors for Giannis. So you never really know what is going to happen. And I don't think he wants to leave. I think he wants to stick it out in Milwaukee for his time being. I think he wants to start and finish in Milwaukee and bring them home another chip, as he did in 2021. He's always been rumored. The trade packages for the Thunder, the Warriors for a star player, and for future picks that the Bucks might need. So maybe they will give up their star player just so that they can start in a rebuild period. So we don't really know what's going to happen with Giannis exactly. I think he wants to stay. I think Milwaukee wants him to stay, obviously. I even think the organization wants him to stay. But truth is it going to be better for the long-term future of this Bucks program? We don't know. He's won 5 championships so far. He's a star player. He has gone so many years with being successful. He's a 9-time NBA All-Star, 2020 NBA Defensive Player of the Year, and a champion in the NBA Cup in 2024. And our top story of the week, longtime Spurs and NBA's all-time winningest coach, Greg Popovich has made the decision to leave the team's sideline and retire from coaching after 29 seasons. The Spurs announced that Popovich will now serve as the team's president of basketball operations and that Mitch Johnson will serve as the new head coach. The decision to step back from the bench represents the end to an all Hall of Fame career on the sidelines for Popovich. Long known as one of the premier coaches in the NBA and across the basketball world, Brooke, what impact is Coach Pop leaving behind?
Thank you, Liv. Yeah, so some of the successes that he's definitely had throughout his long career. He's NBA's all-time winning list coach, 1,300 wins plus. He's a 5-time NBA champ, won in 99, 03, 05, 07, and 2014. He's a 3-time NBA Coach of the Year. He has 22 consecutive playoff appearances, and he also was a 2023 Hall of Fame inductee. Really the impact that he has had on the Spurs in the league, he genuinely cared about his players on and off the court, really just took care of them, and he also built a franchise for the Spurs. As far as the next generation of players under Mitchell Johnson, it'll be interesting, but again, we will see a close relationship with Mitchell Johnson and Greg, just because he is the ops manager for that. He was a mentee of Popovich for years, and again, he will work closely with him. So yeah, Liv, is there a debate whether Popovich is the greatest coach of all time, or what do you think?
I think he's definitely up there in the top 3. I think that there are a few other coaches that have a little more tenure than him and went for a little longer. But yeah, we're sad to see him go, and we're going to hope that he can still be a part of this Spurs team, especially with Wemby just coming on.
And that will do it for this semester of The List. We hope you enjoyed our show each week as we talked up the sports headlines. For our entire studio crew, I'm Brooke Souls.
And I'm Liv Yost. We hope you have a good summer, and stay tuned for more sports content on UWW TV.